Hello there, coming up shortly on the video, you might see me do something that you've never seen before and may never wish to see again for the rest of your life, especially if you're not from Northern Ireland. This concept, we'll call it, may seem a little bit odd. But for now, I want to introduce you to two new friends that have just arrived today. From legendary Northern Ireland crisp manufacturer Tayto comes curry chips and gravy chips, and I'm going to try these out right now in real time, maybe so you don't have to. The curry chips, by the way, are not a new thing, but the shape of them and the packaging is different. They've been around off and on for a while, so we'll get to them in a second. But the gravy chip is completely new, and again mindful that chips, as we will call them here, crisps, are not actually big in many other countries around the world, and certainly not in the multitude of flavours we have in the UK and Ireland. But the idea of even a gravy flavoured crisp or chip is going to be pretty odd for us as well. Now, it's a chunky wee packet, that's the first thing I'll say. It tells you a little bit about Tayto. On the back of the packet, of course, they've been making crisps down in County Armagh at Tayto Castle since 1956. It's a 100-gram packet, and it is got a little bit of weight in it. It's quite heavy. You know how some of these crisps now are just full of air and quite puffy? This is actually quite dense. Just looking at the amount of calories in it, per 25-gram serving, 126 calories. This is a 100-gram bag, so there's basically going to be 260, 520 odd calories in this packet. And the curry chip, by the way, exactly the same. 126 calories per 25-gram serving. So I guess what they're sort of telling you there is that in an ideal world, this should do 4 servings, 4 separate people, or you on 4 different occasions, maybe over the course of 4 days. Like that's going to happen here. This will probably be gone by the end of this video. Now, of course, as those from this part of the world will know, gravy chip is a very regular occurrence. It's not my favourite, I have to say. I prefer a cheesy chip if I had to choose, but gravy's okay. But how will it translate into crisp form? Well, let me firstly show you inside the bag. You can see there that, it's a pretty full bag, 3/4 of the way full, which isn't actually bad by today's standards when usually like half the bag's empty. The crisps though are these little tiny chip size ones, a bit like the KP chips that you get in the smaller brown bags. So these are no longer sort of the big size crisps, or even the chunkier sized curry chip crisps you may remember. They're these sort of little fine cutly, like thin fry shape. So that's the shape of them. What is the gravy chip crisp like? And are we going to be going back for more? Straight away I can taste the gravy, but it does remind you of like a Sunday dinner. They're okay. I think it's a bit weird actually, and I mean I'm guessing it's because when you think about it, every other flavour of crisp has been done in this country, with maybe the exception of gravy chips. So I'm going in again though. I think the thing is, for my mouth to properly get the taste off these damn things, I need a good handful. I'm not going to be able to give a fair assessment off a couple of these things. I'm going to just have to excuse the video, but hold on, I've got to like approach this like a trough. I don't really like them. They're not revolting, and maybe they should be, but I'm just not feeling it. Right, let me try the curry chip and maybe I'll feel differently about these. Right, cleanse the palate, and now we're going to try the curry chip. So I've said these have been around before from Tayto over the years, but never like this, in this kind of finite, sort of really thin fry shape. These were previously much chunkier, so they're quite awkward to handle. Never mind. get in your bake, but let's give these a go. Now we'll go in again just before I give the deliberation here. You see, I wouldn't be a big fan of a curry chip, but these are actually quite nice, and I think these work better than the gravy in crisp form. And I think the thing I would say too is very often curry's a bit hit and miss depending on what Chinese or chippy you're in. It can be maybe a bit too spicy or hot for your liking, but these for me, who's somebody who can't handle spicy food really well, this is very, very mild, but enough of the flavour of curry for you to get the kick from it, but without it being off-putting. I wouldn't say I'm in love with any of them overly. I think there's a dozen other Tayto flavours that I'm going to enjoy more. But these, I feel I'm going to give a 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. These, maybe 4 or 5. However, and again, this is where we get on to those maybe not from these parts, may not be prepared for what you're going to witness next. A little bit of a Northern Ireland delicacy, and let's put them to the ultimate road test now. We're going to have a curry chip and a gravy chip crisp bap. We're going to use only the finest Northern Ireland ingredients, Colerane's beautiful brioche Baps. We're going to have lighter Coleraine cheddar, like the lighter matters at this point, but anyway, 30% less fat apparently. And lashings of golden rich, creamy golden cow. Does it get any more local than this right here? Maybe not. Get the brioche bap cut, get the butter smeared on like that. Get our Coleraine light cheddar, because of course we're very concerned about how light it is. And we'll get the curry chip poured all over here. There we go. Scrunch that together like that. So of course you want to butter it, golden cow that thing both sides. Get the cheese on nice and thick too, both sides of the bap. And let's go for the gravy chips from Tayto. And that, my friends, is a delicacy. First, the gravy chip crisp bap. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Still doesn't compensate for real chips from the chippy, but not bad. The lighter option, if you will, the lighter option, right? How will the curry chip brioche crisp bap taste? Well, let's give that a go. Just with the cheddar cheese and that. That's the ticket. That's a great snack, or breakfast as I would call it. So there you have it, the Tayto curry chip and the gravy chip, new crisps. I've stuck them in a bap just to be extra fat and gravy with some cheese and butter in there as well. You don't have to do that, and you certainly don't have to make a sort of the kind of mess on the worktop that I have just made. But do not worry, as you can probably tell, none of this will go to waste. Final thing to mention in terms of where you can buy these things, I think most of the stores have them in Northern Ireland right now. I got mine in the Spar. They're £1.25 a packet. You know what, for a good hefty 100 gram packet with that great Tayto classic taste and those really interesting new flavours. £1.25 is a bit of a bargain actually for those, given that apparently it can serve 4 people or some one person who's the size of 4 people. Don't forget, for more like this, give me a like, a share, follow, subscribe, do your thing, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Late new entry actually I've got some Hellman's burger sauce. I'm just intrigued. Don't judge me. I'm just wondering how this might go. And I've just fried some Kentucky chicken. That fits kind of nicely in there. And over here on the other one, that'll fit. Will that fit there? Yeah. Let's just pimp this up a bit. I think that'll do it, because if you've got to this point in the video, you're probably ready to vomit right now, or maybe disgusted for life with me. Don't worry, no matter how much I've disgusted you in this video, rest assured I disgust myself even more.